changed to me. I actually do not know the lyrics. On a serious note, iCarly theme song, top 10. Actually, maybe top 5. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now, I know it's been a really long time since I posted a video and I'm really sorry about that, but I have a super exciting new series that I've been planning out for a while, and today is gonna be the first video. I feel like as more and more years go by, I get more and more nostalgic and I really miss my childhood. I'm always reminiscing about it, and lately I've been finding myself rewatching a lot of my favorite shows and movies from my childhood. So I thought we could do a whole series around recreating famous food dishes from movies and shows throughout the past years. Now, I still have not come up with a name for this series. I have a few ideas, but they're not that good. For example, foodie, combining food and movie, but then that's like missing the whole element of show. But anyways, I need a little help with it, so if you have any ideas of what we should call this series, just leave a comment down below. Now, I am super excited for today's recipe. This show came along a little bit later in like my teen years. It wasn't really like the young childhood years, but I still loved it. I used to watch it every time when I'd come home from school. I remember as a kid seeing spaghetti tacos and I was just thinking, where do I get these? How do I make them? I've actually never tried it. This is gonna be my first time. I'm assuming we're just gonna take the spaghetti recipe from the blog and put them into some tacos and see how it turns out. I'm super excited to try it. I feel like it's like my childhood dream come true to be making these. And I feel like as a kid, you always created like weird combinations with your siblings in the kitchen when you would like come home ravenous after school. But let's get right into it. Part 1 of this recipe is going to be our preparation. Now, there's actually not that much prep to this recipe. One of the ingredients that does need to be prepped is our Parmesan. We're going to be using a fresh block of Parmesan. It has so much more flavor and it just makes the sauce so much more creamy compared to like the pre-shredded or powdered kind of Parmesan. I always have to try a bit of the Parmesan cheese just to know what I'm working with. No? That's good stuff. Parmesan is prepped. The second ingredient that we have to prep is our parsley. You can use curly parsley or flat leaf parsley. I find myself having a preference for curly parsley. I feel like the color is a lot more beautiful and vibrant. So that's what I'm going to be using, but either is fine. All right, our parsley is chopped. Now, technically, there is a third ingredient that we need to prep. It would be garlic. I wanted to share a little pro tip that helps me save so much time when I'm cooking. I have a bag in the freezer of some minced garlic. So what I do when I go to the grocery store, I buy a bag of pre-peeled garlic cloves, and when I come home, I just throw them in the food processor. Finally mince it, throw it into a Ziploc bag. You can put it in smaller packets and then freeze it, and then whenever I need it, I just take it out and I don't have to chop garlic. I don't have to deal with my hands getting smelly. Super convenient. But if you don't have this on hand, you can either do that now or just peel some garlic, chop it up for this recipe, and come back. But yeah, that's basically it for prep. There's just 3 ingredients that you have to like quickly chop up and prepare. So now we are gonna hit the stove and start cooking our spaghetti. To a saucepan over medium-high heat, add olive oil and butter. Once the butter is melted down, you're going to add some minced garlic and saute for 1 minute until it's fragrant. Add in some ground beef. I like to use 90-10, but you can go for a more fatty or more lean cut depending on what you like. We're going to season it with red pepper flakes, Italian seasoning, oregano, basil, black pepper, and salt. You can choose to use dried basil or fresh basil, it just depends on what you like. As the ground beef cooks and browns, you're going to break it up with a wooden spatula or rubber spatula for about 6 to 7 minutes. You can also opt in to add some onions along with the garlic if you'd like. So growing up, my parents actually took us like on a lot of camping trips with other families that we were really close to. And one of the dishes that we would always make was spaghetti. And my mom was actually the go-to person for spaghetti. For some reason, it was like the one dish, well, the one of many, not one dish, but the one of many dishes that she perfected and was like really known for. Like my mom was the only person who could make spaghetti because everyone loved it. So I definitely like got a lot of tips from her when I made this recipe for the blog. So you know it's good if my mom inspired it. Once the meat is browned, we are going to pour in our marinara sauce and mix it all together. This This right here is the best marinara. I use it for my lasagna. I use it for my spaghetti. I use it for, I don't know, anything that needs like some sort of red pasta sauce. But just a warning, it is a little bit pricey, but I promise it is worth it. And for some reason, they're always impossible to open. Now, this step is optional depending on how much time you have. You can let it simmer for about 30 minutes to let all the flavors soak in, or just continue on to the next step if you're impatient like me. We're gonna add in a little bit of heavy cream along with some Parmesan and parsley. Mix everything, taste it, adjust any seasoning to your liking, and that's it for the sauce. Okay, I really want to share with you another tip for making the perfect spaghetti, and this is going to seem kind of counterintuitive, but you're not going to use actual spaghetti noodles. We're going to use bucatini. Now, it looks exactly like spaghetti. It's long in shape and straight, but it's actually a bit thicker, so it's a lot more chewy when you're eating it, and then it's actually hollow in the center of the noodle. So when you mix it in with your sauce, the sauce actually goes into the center of the noodle and gets trapped in. And there's just so much more flavor in every bite. For the pasta, we're going to bring a large pot of water to a boil and salt the water generously and bring to a boil again. Add the pasta and cook according to package directions. You can either cook it to al dente or a minute past al dente, which is how I like it. Make sure to stir frequently so the noodles do not stick together, and once done, we're going to transfer the pasta into the sauce and mix it all together. I actually had no clue these taco shells existed, but they're flat on the bottom so that when you lay them down, they just stand. I don't know if this has always been around or it's a new thing because I haven't had hard shell tacos in years, but wow, I am so excited because then they could just stand on the plate instead of falling all over. We may not have flying cars in 2023, but at least we have standing tacos. Make sure to be really gentle with them because I broke two without even doing anything. I just touched them. We're just gonna pop these in the oven at 325 for 5 to 7 minutes, like it says on the package, to get them nice and toasty. It's okay if some of the pasta water gets into the sauce. We actually want that. It's gonna help the sauce stick to the noodles. Mix that all together, and now we're gonna plate it up into our tacos. There you have spaghetti tacos. Alright, and there you have spaghetti tacos. I've honestly been waiting for this day to try these for 10 years, so I really hope they don't disappoint. Oh my god, this is so good. You guys, this is not supposed to taste this good. Like, spaghetti and tacos does not make sense, but it makes sense. It's so good. I know it's not a taco, I know it's not spaghetti, but it works. Spencer was onto something. He was definitely onto something. Alright, well, I'm gonna go finish my dinner now. I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. If you end up trying it, let me know how you like it. You can always tag me on your remakes over on Instagram, and then you can also keep track of my other recipes over on TikTok. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, of course, and do not forget to subscribe so you never miss when I upload a new video. I would love to know what kind of foods you want to see from your favorite TV shows or movies, so let me know down below in the comments. And on that note, I will catch you guys in the next video. I love you all, and take care. Bye.